Listen, you are not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. The only problem is you're stuck in a losing system. I'll say it again. The only problem is you're stuck in a system that's going to fail you. It's guaranteed to fail you, especially in today's financial and economic climate, right? So it's going to fail you. But it's not all your fault. Now, it's your fault if you stay stuck, but you don't have to stay stuck. And so in this video, I'm going to teach you how to get unstuck out of the broken pickup truck like Chuck, right? And push your luck. Okay, here we go. So we're going to talk about the losing system. By the way, hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. And before I get into this beautiful beam footage, this beautiful, beautiful video, I just want to let you know that I'm Shon-Jhon, aka the Middleman CEO. On this channel, I talk about entrepreneurship and how to change your life financially through owning a middleman business or some type of business, right? And that's what this channel is primarily about. Now, I do have a couple of other channels. I'm going to drop the link as soon as the Bible study channels together, because no amount of money in the world can replace that. That's the most important thing. And then we're going to make money and take care of our family. All right. But it hasn't dropped yet. I'm going to get that video up because I'm going to do some teaching here in my office. And so look for that video. That video is going to be coming up. I'm sorry, that channel is going to be dropping very soon. I'll let you know. Secondly, I have another channel called Minority Money Mindset, where I teach you to think like the minority when it comes to finances, personal finances, right? And how you use your money. And so those are my three channels. This channel is going to talk primarily about entrepreneurship. The other channel, Minority Money Mindset, is going to talk primarily about personal finance. And then I'm going to have my Bible study channel. I'm going to start having guests on these channels as often as I can. It's kind of tough because so many people work during the day and I don't. I get all of this freedom. And that's not a brag. I've worked a long time. I've done some really suck jobs until I found out that working hard is the hardest way to make money. And in fact, when I worked the hardest, I was making the least money, whereas the person who owned the business was waking up making all the money, and I didn't even know who it was. I never saw them. They were never there. And I was like, wait a minute. You're either going to work hard for the system and be owned by the system and make somebody else rich and wealthy, or you're going to own the system and make yourself rich and wealthy. I choose to own the system, right? So, but if you want to learn how to start a middleman business, you need to get that free blueprint while it still exists, while it still lasts, because I can only work with so many people at a time, right, to help you with your business. So if you want that, go ahead and put middleman in the comments below. If you have any questions, email me, middlemanceo@gmail.com. I got some work to do today, so I got to get out of here. This is not going to be a long video. I'm going to try to go through everything quickly. I made some notes that I want to try to cover. I hope it blesses you and changes your life. And let me know if it does in the comments. Also, if you're a new subscriber, let me know in the comments. I'll shout you out. So, all right, let's get into it. I just want you to know, just like I said when I opened this, that you're not broken. There's nothing wrong with you. The problem is you hadn't recognized that you're owned by a system. And so as long as you're owned by a system, you're never going to be able to break free, right? Because you don't have that leverage. And so again, you're not broken. Most people don't fail because they're lazy or anything like that. They fail because they stay loyal to broken systems too long, and the systems don't love you back. So in this video, again, I'm going to break down why working harder isn't fixing anything. In fact, when I worked harder, I was struggling the most. And why the middle class fall permanently behind, and why staying in the wrong system is probably the most dangerous thing that you could do today. So this isn't motivation. This is a wake-up call, right? This is not a motivation channel. This is an activation channel. I don't want to motivate you. I want to activate you, right? I want to activate you. So it's an NFC, certified NFC, no fluff channel. I'm not going to fluff you, not going to lie to you, not going to make things up to look good and look cute on camera. Not doing anything. By the way, I got to get my boo on camera, man. I'll be telling her, hey, you got to come meet everybody and say hi. So if you want to meet her, if you want me to get on camera, if I can get 10 people to say, let's see, K-R-I-S is how you spell the beginning of her name, Chris. So if I could get 10 people to say, we want Chris, K-R-I-S, I'll get her on one of these videos, okay? She's probably out shopping right now because she doesn't have to work, but that's the life we design for ourselves. So I'll start with, saying uncomfortable stuff. I'll say it because I know it's going to hurt your feelings and make you want to bite me, but it's okay. I'm only saying it to help you. So if you're working hard, doing everything right, and you still feel behind, again, the problem isn't you. The problem is the system you're stuck in. So whether you're exhausted, you're stressed, you're scared, anxiety, like all those things, I felt those things, but it's not because you're failing, but it's because, again, you're trapped. So here's what I want to say. And again, I'll speed this video up so we can get through it. Hard work is no longer rewarded. So if you haven't figured that out yet, you're going to figure that out soon enough. Hard work is no longer rewarded. These companies are working very hard to get rid of you. That's the hard work on their end. But you work hard, you're loyal, you stay consistent, but then you look around and guess what? Paychecks are down. And you may say, no, my paycheck's the same or it went up just a little bit since 2020. No, it's down. It may be up numerically, right? The number might be a little higher, the quantity, but the quality is not. It's lost a lot of value. So paychecks are down. Raises don't exist. I always say it's easier to go into a job day one and get a higher pay rate than it is to work there 10 years and get a pay raise. Nobody wants to give you a pay raise. They don't like you that much. They don't like me that much. So promotions come with more work, not freedom. So I've even heard of like promotion baiting where companies are like, hey, we like what you're doing. We're thinking about, promotions coming up, man, in 90 days. And then they pile you up with all this work and the promotion never comes. Ouch. Companies cut people without warning. I posted something the other day. This young lady was like, hey, they didn't warn us. Isn't it crazy? They require a 2 weeks notice from you, but they don't give you a 2 weeks notice. And they just cut you without warning. And the scariest part, you can do everything right and they'll still fire you. So your effort doesn't protect you. Your loyalty does not protect you. I'll say it again. These jobs ain't loyal. Bad grammar, good teaching. The great philosopher Chris Brown said, these jobs ain't loyal. And I heard him loud and clear. And I pivoted and I started doing my own thing. I started running my own system and you should do the same. And because, again, companies don't reward effort. They don't. They don't care. They don't care that you're doing the job of 5 people. They're trying to fire you and the 4 lazy ones who's passing their work to you. So also, it puts your life on pause, right? So, and this is, this is one of the things nobody talks about, that people aren't just broke, they're delaying their lives. That's right. They are delaying. Think about all the things you've been wanting to do and you haven't been able to do. I'm just saying, vacations, family plans, your health. I got to hit the gym. I got to get out there and walk. Your peace. Man, I just want to lay back and relax. Spend a weekend with the fam. Nope, got to go to work. Or if you're not making enough, you got to sell the weekend. Yeah, you got to sell it to the highest bidder because you need extra pay. And it's not because they don't want more, but because their income can't breathe. Income's choking. And I know I'm being facetious with a lot of this, having fun, but it's true. All of this is true. So I've been through the same thing. I'm only sharing what I've been through. Your income is capped. Your life is capped. Right? You always all these kids, no cap, no cap. I'm a little too old to understand this younger generation, but I assume that means tell the truth, don't lie. My 5-year-old calls it telling a fake. And no cap, no cap. Here's the cap. When your income is capped, your life is capped. You're capped. Oh, you're capped. And every year you wait, prices go up. But guess what? No freedom. Freedom doesn't come with it. Freedom doesn't come with the paycheck. You know how I know? Because how do you get the paycheck? You go to a job, right? What do you give them in exchange for the paycheck? Your time? What's freedom made up of? Time, okay? Then no freedom because you don't own your time. So, and then savings. I know this is going to hit hard, but get prepared. Put on your big boy pants. Here it comes. I'm going to be honest about your savings accounts. If you watch this channel, you know how I feel. If you're new, it's probably going to shock you. Savings don't make you safe. Say it again. Savings does not make you safe. They make you feel calm, sure, temporarily. But once you start spending, the clock starts ticking. Right? No refill, no backup plan, no stress. I call it a countdown. Save 6 months. How? Most people don't have $5,000 in the bank. How are they going to save $30,000, $40,000, $50,000? Come on. Jobs don't even pay enough for that. So while you're saving, how about use the money? so you can create another source of income. Money that sits still loses power. Look at your paycheck. Money that moves, it gains leverage. That's why it's called currency. So, but again, uncomfortable truth, you don't need to work harder. You need to actually stop being the worker. I know this is going to set some of you off, but you got to get out of that employee mindset. The people who win financially, they don't do more. They just position themselves between money and demand, between money and demand. That's it. They don't hustle, they organize. They don't hustle, they organize. They don't trade time, they control access. They don't trade time. They don't sell their time. I often argue that because your time is more valuable than any amount of money, you pay the job more than they pay you because they pay you in dollars. You pay them with your life. Painful, I know. Put a Band-Aid on it. You got a boo-boo. So, but that's why you need to have another source of income. That's why you need a side hustle. That's why you need to make money when you're not on that clock. That's why the middleman system works, because we don't do the work. It's a system that we control. You don't have to do that. It's optional. If you want to do it, you know what to do. Put middleman in the comments below. But again, if this video makes you uncomfortable, that's a good thing, because that was my intent. Some of you, you're too comfortable. Comfort is killing you. Go to my other channel. I did a really good video while walking at night through the neighborhood, getting my exercise in, because I got no excuses. I got to put that work in, right? If I want to live and be here to see my kids grow up and give them houses at their weddings, and I want to be here. So it's going to cost you. I know it's cold outside. I know. But you want to be here? You want to live 10 years longer than you are gonna if you do nothing about your health? Okay, then get up and go. Where's the value? The value is on living to be 90 and not 80. Okay, then get up and go. So, but discomfort is just clarity knocking at your door. You don't need motivation. This is an activation channel. You just need a better structure, a better plan. So I've done it already. So I kind of told you a little bit about it, but on my videos, I'll break down, systems, smarter ways to make income, especially for people who, again, are falling behind and tired of doing the work. So if you want to keep doing the work, that's fine. If you want to find a way to freedom, then that's what you need to do, right? And you don't need me to tell you that. I'm just here to wake you up. You already know what you need to do, okay? I got to go. Hit subscribe, hit thumbs up. Welcome to the channel. Let me know if you're a new subscriber. I'll definitely shout you out. And don't forget to KRIS for my wife. Let her know, right, that we want to get her on video, right? She'll come on one day and spend some time with me, and you'll get to see how we live and ask us questions about our lives, because we were in the struggle lane for a very long time, but now we're living our best lives and we're living financially free. In fact, our goal is to make $1 million with our middleman businesses this year, and I'll keep you posted on that, but that's the goal, okay? All right, I got to go. See you guys on the next video. You know what to do if you're ready to change your life. Otherwise, stay in your comfort zone, stay the same.